Thank you very much for coming. We are honored and happy that so many of you trust us with your time. Let's warm up with a big round of applause for my colleague Johannes Stemmer, who co-initialized this evening and helped a great deal in setting it all up, and for Hannah of Team Factory. Big applause. So, who am I and what am I doing on stage? My name is Robert. I co-founded the Berlin-based e-commerce company Coffee Circle 8 years ago. I managed it for the last 8 years, and since a few weeks I have the great pleasure of setting up and running the startup incubator, the company builder called BEAM of the BEUMER Group. This is no BEAM launch event. Dr. Christoph Beumer, Christoph will later tell you more of why we are here tonight. When is this night, from my point of view, a great success? First, if you take away 2 or 3 inspirational thoughts, and second, if you make 2 or 3 meaningful new contacts. Now, about the thoughts, Bill Gates once wrote that we always overestimate the change that occurs in the next 2 years, and we greatly underestimate the change that will appear in the next 10 years, aka exponential developments. And to give you a glimpse of the future, we have compiled a great panel of well-rounded and very experienced startup founders. They are going to talk shop about their business model and how they see the future. And about the context, we know you had a long day in the office, and many of you have had 2 long days on the Logistics-Kongress. Mostly the ones wearing a suit, so it's easy to tell. And we don't want to be too heavy on content. It's just that if you just go to the bar and take a beer and bump into someone, then there's a medium chance that it's going to be the most meaningful contact of the night, the new contact of the night. So we have 5 networking areas. You will see on the tables little placeholders where we play technology buzzword bingo. We have robotics over there, blockchain here, virtual reality is there, I believe. And we managed to get great table hosts that will ensure a minimum level of a high minimum level of knowledge on the tables, and they are there to initiate a discussion. They are there to help you with their contacts and with their experience. And the idea is that we provide table hosts that work with the technology every day. So for the Internet of Things, we have Philipp Eller, who's going to be at this table. For Internet of Things, over there we have for robotics, Benjamin Federmann. We have for blockchain technology, Julio Santos. We have for virtual reality, Johannes Stemmer. And I'm going to be your table host for artificial intelligence. Now, that was not the first choice. The one that was supposed to do artificial intelligence called SIG today. I'm well read in the topic, and I'm sure I can at least help you with good contacts in the Berlin community. All right, next on stage is going to be Dr. Christoph Beumer. He's the CEO and 3rd generation owner of BEUMER Group, our host tonight. BEUMER Group is based in Beckum, which is close to Schalke. Also known as Dortmund, the industrial heartland of Germany. Now, who cares about me, but why did I choose BEUMER Group? I'm very, very convinced with the mixture of family values, which I see everywhere, long-term thinking and great ambition, and I think it makes, at least for me and for the last 4 weeks, for a very, very cool work environment. So please give a big hand of applause for Christoph, who, during his last 10 years during his 10 years tenure as CEO, managed to grow BEUMER Group's revenues from 100 to 750 million euros. And keep in mind, that's a job and a company where you don't just ping AWS and say, I need a few more servers. He had to bring in 3,500 new employees and make sure that the entire company holds up, because BEUMER Group does a lot of machines. So Christoph.
Thank you, Robert, for announcing introduction. Well, I'm really overwhelmed to see all of you here around. And when we said logistics meets startups, we had a, so to say, test balloon. How can we get together old economy and new economy. And as Robert really greatly said, you have all these logistic congress participants sitting here with suits. You have all the startups being casual, and I tried to make a good compromise. At least I wear a jacket, so I hope that it fits. So who is BEUMER Group? What are we doing here? And so I have a very small agenda. Who are we? Why are we here? And what is our approach for addressing the digital activities? So who we are? Let me start with myself. Robert already released one of the best known secrets. I'm a Schalke supporter. I'm outing me. Yeah, and we're not talking about Dortmund, we're talking about Lüdenscheid, just to say that. Yeah, so my favorite place to be is unfortunately not Berlin, but just the opposite. A small island as the north coast called Juist. This is really a wonderful place to be. I'm married, 54 years age, with a wonderful wife, 2 great kids, 19 and 17, boy and a girl. Yeah, and just a little bit my background. I'm now since 54 years with the company. Since 28 years I get paid for it. And yeah, that's the secret of a family business. Yeah, so this is a little bit of background to me personally, and so the background to the company. We are a family-owned business in the 3rd generation. Still 100% family owned, with my grandfather founded it 83 years ago. And so as of today, we are in 35 countries worldwide with our activities. We're a machine constructing, engineering and system design company for, in general, conveying technology. Every time when you need to transport something from A to B, we may be in this process. And Robert already said our activities here will have the name BEAM. And there is one really disruptive idea for transportation. And this was Scotty at that time saying, beam me up. Yeah, so if we are able to beam products, BEUMER will be out of the business. And that's the mission statement for our activities here. So he has his development target clearly defined. So if we have this, BEUMER Group will be transferred to a digital age. So that is the idea behind. We are, as said, a transportation and engineering company for conveying and loading technology. As Robert said, we had a good growth over the years since 2002, 2003, from 100 to 750 million euros in sales and turnover. From the employee side, you see the dark blue. This is our employees here in Germany. We started in 2003 with about 500 people. Today we're close to 1,000 in our headquarters in Beckum. Where is Beckum? Berlin, Beckum, Schalke. Yeah, so really on a half of that. And and you also see the development of our people outside Germany. In 2009, we made an acquisition. Some of you may remember 2009 was a big financial crisis. Nobody was investing at all. And this is a good thing about family business. We can do some things different than others. And this is also our mission statement, what you see, made different. We don't want to be mainstream. We want to do our way. We want to do our activities. And that was the reason why we invested in 2009 into our main competitive company. And since that, as you can see, also our international activities really grew over the years. Just to give you a glimpse about our product and services, what we do. Here you see, for example, a long belt conveyor. So this is a belt conveyor 12.5 kilometer long from a quarry where we get limestone, transporting it 12.5 kilometer uphill, downhill, in curves. You see in the top left corner, it's still going on from the quarry to the cement plant. And this is a conveyor, in China, built somewhere uphill. This is a project in conveying and loading industry where we have bulk material, what we transport. On the other hand, we also have other goods where we are in sortation business. Here you see a sorter machine which is transporting t-shirts and all these apparels what you have. We are in sortation, as said, in these industries, but also parcel handling. Each and every parcel you order from this big company It comes 2 times over our systems when it comes to you. It goes 2 times when you send it back with our systems, and when you reorder another thing, it comes also 2 times over our systems. So we're a big part in all this logistics boom and internet boom. This helps us a lot on our machinery technology. And another big part is our baggage handling systems. Nearly every airport in Germany, every biggest one, but also the big ones in the world. If you check in your suitcase, and the suitcase is there where your plane landed, it was our system. If you're in New York and your suitcase is in Singapore, it was our competition. This is, I think, very clear. So, and this is the baggage handling part of the business. And now you may ask, yeah, okay, wonderful, you are in transportation, so what is disruptive in your business? Goods have to be transported from A to B. And that was a good argument for us to say, well, we're on the safe side, we will not be disrupted from any startups. But there is an example, and you know that. Unfortunately, the animation does not work, but you all know all this disruptive model from shellac LPs over CDs, and finally Spotify. We all know this example. Yeah, so Spotify disrupted all the CD industry. What does it have to do with BEUMER Group? A lot, because we were #1 in CD sortation systems. 36,000 CDs per hour we can sort with our machines. We had 15 systems in the market. In North America, in Europe, we were definitely #1 in high-speed sortation. And then Spotify came on the market, and we never sold the system again. It was a great niche, we earned a lot of money. Unfortunately, this is gone. So Spotify is one of our main disruptors. Another example, we are doing baggage handling systems, as I said. What if some startup says, dear customer, it's really ugly to have this suitcase at the airport, you have to deal with all your luggage, you have your kids, your family, and then you have your suitcases. We make it very easy. I come to your home, get your suitcase, and bring it where you are. All of a sudden, nobody needs a baggage handling system anymore. You may say theory, but this startup is on the market. I think equity value these days 25 million euros already. Many customers already with this startup named Duffel. You can make your account. You better do it in cities where we don't have the baggage handling system at the airport, but with our competition. Yeah. So, and here also on baggage handling side, we have activities in the digital area which are potentially disrupting our business. So these 2 examples out of a lot is reason enough to say we need to deal with this. There is something coming, and we have 2 choices. There is a big wave coming. We can either stand at the beach and watch and say, wow, this is big. Or we try to make a surf exercise course and get a surf boat and try to ride this. And this is why we said, come on, let's talk about how can we react on this. There is so many opportunities in this. Yes, there is a lot of risk, but if you don't deal with it, you definitely have lost before you start. And so what is our approach then in digital activities? And we're standing here not only to combine logistics and startups, but what I learned over the last 2 years, we have a very, very interesting discussion between combining corporates and startups. And just to give all the startup people here tonight a small glimpse to corporates. There are different corporates. There are those family businesses, and there are those public companies. And we are a family business through and through. And when I'm sitting somewhere, also here on the Congress, and say, well, the mission statement of BEUMER Group is, we want to have the long-term success and not the short-term profit. And normally I'm all of the discussions, because a public company never comes with this mission statement. A startup never comes with this mission statement. But finally, all of us, we want to do successful business. And we wanted to do it for generations, and this is a family business approach. And this is a very, very interesting exercise we are going through to combine the strengths of a corporate family business with the strengths of startups. And that's the reason why we came here. And the difference between the family business and a public company is the startups here in Berlin, which are supported by us. Yes, we need to get performance, no question. Yes, we need to earn money in a certain period of time. But we don't have the exercise that each and every 2 or 3 months we need another record number or something like this. There is a more long-term approach in what we're doing. And so what do we do in BEUMER Group? We said our digital strategy definitely is a topic where I have to deal with personally, because we have an organization with 4,000 people, and are they completely enthusiastic about what we're doing here? Not everybody. So all the activities in this digital world need to have full support also from my side. We have, as said, digital competition, like I said with Spotify. We need multipliers in our organization. We need multipliers also here in Berlin. That's one of the reasons why we do this event here tonight. We need to talk about new business models. We talked about Duffel, for example. We need to have digital solutions, new digital solutions. And for sure, we also have to digitalize our processes, our core processes. And out of this, we made this approach to say, we have built up our digital strategy on 3 pillars. We have our core business in BEUMER Group, and we're good in our business, what we're doing. The 4,000 people do an excellent job in engineering products and systems. But they have, how to say, their strengths, and there are other things where they are not that good in. So we need to have digital transformation in BEUMER Group in our core processes. But we also need, in addition, digital input. Yeah? So our engineers are more or less coming from mechanical engineering, but how can we do our systems and products smarter? And then we said, okay, this is then talking about better business. How can we do our products and system a bit better than we did it before? And therefore we founded in Dortmund the BEUMER Group Evolution. And this evolution, as the word is saying, is evolutionary development. And we have a very close link between Dortmund and Beckum, and they are working very closely together with the R&D department in our core BEUMER Group. So this is doing better business. And now we said, okay, who then is really challenging us? Who is creating the new Duffel? Who is inventing really the beaming? And then we said, there, Berlin is definitely the best place to be. I have been here personally 2-3 times for one of these famous digital journeys, yeah, where you all hosted us and said, well, now they're gone again. Yeah, so, and I was there 2 times, and I really was impressed. Not only by the ideas, but yeah, most by the people I saw. This enthusiasm, this glimpse in the eyes, this was, how to say, such a great experience. And then we said, okay, let's go to Berlin and found here the BEUMER Group Challenge. We name it as BEAM, and we definitely want to have an entity here which really questions our business models and goes into ideas which challenge us in our core business. And this is set up in our digital activities. And this is a team what we have. Johannes, already mentioned by Robert, Johannes is coordinating all these activities between BEUMER Group, Dortmund and Berlin. Andreas is the head of the R&D department in our core business. Christopher is running the Dortmund activities, and Robert is the one who's responsible here in Berlin. And this great team of 4 people, they are, how to say, managing our digital activities. Yeah, then we sat together and said, okay, and now we're in factory, and what shall we do in factory? Yeah, now we have to start. Just let's go, and we have no idea where it ends. And that was the situation 3 months ago, where we said, well, we need to have a hosting evening here in the factory to say hello to everybody here. And then we said, well, we have the BVL Congress coming up, and why not to combine? And this was also an idea where we said, we have no idea how this ended. Maybe we're ending up here with 15 people, drinking a cage of beer and feeling happy. And now we have such a great crowd of people here, from the Congress, from the old economy, from the corporates, and also from the startup scene. It couldn't be greater than what we have here tonight and what I see here. And I only can say welcome here to Factory tonight for having this event. I really say thank you for everybody who is here, and I wish you all a great evening, and I wish you
Cool. So they are going to introduce themselves. It's better than me singing the song. And please give everyone a warm round of applause after they finished. So we start with Maximilian.
Hello, Maximilian Rabl from loadfox. We are building BlaBlaCar for trucks, so companies who have trucks with free capacity meet companies who have loads who need to be transported. And we're based in Munich, which is also okay.
Yeah, hi everyone. Just to confuse a little bit more, my name is Maximilian as well. I am one of the managing directors at Instafreight. Instafreight is a digital freight forwarding company. What do? We have the easiest booking process you can currently find in the market for booking full truckload, less than truckload, and consolidated cargo. We take the full responsibility, and then as a digital freight forwarding company, are the ones who are taking care of fulfilling the order.
Yeah, hello, my name is Michael. I'm CCO and co-founder of FreightHub. FreightHub is also a digital freight forwarding company offering the easiest solution for ocean, air and rail freight forwarding solutions. So pretty much everything beyond 150 kilos that needs to be moved from Asia to Europe or from Europe to the US. And I'm really looking forward to your questions, Robert.
Hi everybody, I'm Flavio. We're Fleet. We are the easiest solution for last mile delivery of the most important products, which is fresh food and groceries. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I'm a logistics nerd. I've been 12 years in DHL. So if you ever use Packstation, please say thank you. It was my project back then. And I'm really looking forward to the questions as well.
So let's start out with the assessment of the logistics ecosystem. Who would be better placed than you four as challengers? How do you see the big players with their asset-heavy models? And yeah, how do you see them? Maximilian.
I'm not actually sure if all the big players are very asset-based. And actually for the people who are not very in the industry, that might be one of the things that surprises them. DHL, for example, doesn't own most of the trucks that have the DHL logo on that. And I think being not asset heavy makes them a little bit ripe for disruption from others, because a company like theirs, they don't need to build up the infrastructure because it's already there. And also we link existing companies who have the infrastructure and assets. So I would say it's good for us that they are not as asset-based as people might think.
And does anyone of you want to add something? Do you think they're well placed to face the challenge, to face the digital age, or do you think they are hopelessly behind?
So I think the logistics market is not about the big players, it's about the many small players you can find on the market. You think about it, it's a huge market, 250 billion for road freight alone in Europe. That's 2.5 times the fashion industry or 10 times the taxi industry that Uber is currently disrupting in the US. And who is serving this industry? It's the big guys like Kühne+Nagel, DHL, Schenker. They have like a market share of 8%. The rest goes to 700,000 small companies, and that's the big challenge about it, like getting these guys ready for the digital age, because you clearly need them, because they are the ones holding a lot of the assets at the moment.
Maybe concluding on if we see them to be ready for the future now, if you look at the past 1 or 2 years where a lot of companies also tried to digitize their services. I mean, DHL was one example of, let's say, prominently failing in doing this, which was also a big kickoff reason for us, since, well, you know, on the good side of the things, And no, in the end, if one of the companies that has almost unlimited resources today has a hard time digitalizing all their services, unifying their tech infrastructure, and there seems to be something wrong that probably grew with a lot of M&A over the years. And we just saw that a lot of those players probably won't have the IT resources to really rebuild today's structures, and that they probably will have a lot of problems to transforming their business because their culture doesn't allow for radical transformation, and that's offering usually always the best ground for new entrants to bring slim models to the market.
Actually, I can enforce that. So having spent 12 years in the corporate world at DHL, so I really enjoyed was coming with big economies of scale, with a big footprint, which is absolutely necessary in logistics. But I think the moment is different. So the consumer has a lot more voice, is demanding harder requirements to fulfill for a really standardized logistics provider like the big guys are, like DHL, UPS, you name it. And this offers a way with technology-heavy startups or companies to fulfill these different requirements with multiple different logistics players. And that's why the bet, I think we're all betting on, to be able to really do that at massive scale.
VC investments have picked up substantially over the last 12 months. There's been a lot of traction and investments are increasing. Why do VCs believe that, for example, U4 can pull it off? What has changed?
So I think that a lot of VCs look at patterns, and in that market you see a lot of patterns that you've seen in other markets as well. You see the market is huge, very fragmented, and it has a very, very clear problem, that is that the current solution that is out there is just not working. There are too many players who are involved, too many people who take something out of the pie so that the little guy who's actually driving the truck doesn't get much of it anymore. So, and I think the digital age, new information systems and so on, have just provided better means of solving that problem. And in that way, probably the B2B industry is lagging a little bit behind of what we've already seen in B2C with, for instance, the taxi industry or other kind of platforms that have just revolutionized markets like Airbnb and so on. So I think they're clearly looking for that, and there are very strong signals that that's just a very hot space to invest in.
And I think one other reason is that there are a lot of big corporates like DHL, which already mentioned before, are investing in space. So I guess we see potential buyers of the startups they invest in, or Amazon, which is also investing a lot. So I think this is another reason why I think it's a good time to invest.
I think also that a lot of players see a lot of parallels between the fintech industry and the logistics industry, for example. And we see Logtech to be today at a status where fintech probably was about 5 to 10 years ago. I think we all can remember the days when we went to the bank to get our bank account statements. Yeah? And today, usually all of us have an app on the phone. And so B2C innovation also drives the need and customer needs within the B2B space.
Yeah, actually, I strongly believe that the consumer is driving all the innovation that needs to be happening in logistics. He has different requirements that logistics providers need to fulfill, and that just needs to happen. And it's that's why I believe that startups can pull it off. And for me, it comes back to the first questions I had at the beginning, economies of scale effects, so effects of advantage of massive volume, which established players have, against differentiated, nimble, tech-focused models. This is going to be a bet. There's a lot saying that number 1 will happen, I'm not saying number 2 will happen. That's what we need to figure out the next few years.
Maybe one more side note, none of the top 25 freight forwarding companies was founded after the internet really took off. And if you look at the top 5 to 10 companies today, you see Amazon, you see Alphabet, you see Facebook, and those companies were all founded in the last 20 years, but you haven't really seen those trends come through in logistics.
I bet this is a slide in the pitch deck.
How did you see your pitch deck?
We've talked about VCs. Are VCs, building up the capabilities is important, getting to critical mass is important, obviously needs money. Are VCs your preferred source of funding, or are you looking into other options as well? Anyone, really?
I mean, as of right now, all of the unit economics of the logistics startups today won't pay off within 3 to 5 years. Yeah, you need to take bold moves, and you need a lot of capital to get your idea off the ground. And in general, VCs are the most or best known source of money in this case. Next to this, you have the complexity if you take on strategic financing and basically limit the capabilities over years to come to take on further funding. And this is why usually, we always recommend we try to follow the same strategy, not to take strategic funding too soon. Otherwise, you'll limit your sources of money too soon, and that will limit the way that your idea can work. Famous example for this is MyTaxi in Germany, for example. Yeah, they took on the funding from Daimler probably a little bit too early. If you see the potential that Uber now finally realized, and it might have been possible to at least follow a little further if they would not have kept their funding capabilities. So,
yeah, look, so, just one remark on that. So if you're looking at if we're doing logistics, I think 2-3 years ago, there was no VC really interested because they were sort of asset-heavy, economies of scale with and today there's a lot of funding, as you said, VC money going into logistics startups, and so if there's money available, I go the same way, saying, yeah, let's take that. It gives more strategic options, and let's see what happens in a couple of years. But you might have a different view on that.
Yeah, I might have a different view because my company is supported by 2 corporations, and our main investor is MAN Truck and Bus, so it's a classical strategic investor. It clearly does have some downsides, maybe if you look for VCs. On the other hand, when you're out getting customers, it also has a big advantage because I mean, I'm not against VCs because I worked in 2 VC-funded companies, finance companies, and I liked it. But a lot of our customers say, okay, there's a big corporate behind, you're really here to stay, they will not just change everything within a few months. So it creates a different kind of trust with the customers. In the end, I think it comes down to which money you get and taking the best advantages of either part.
Yeah, and to add to that, I mean, I agree with you guys. Like, generally, there's a rule that you don't take strategic investment too quickly. But then, if you look in the market this time, you actually see that there's a lot of companies active that have an unfair advantage. You see DHL, you see DAXA, you see Kühne+Nagel making heavy investments of like 25-30 million into the space. And yes, of course, I mean, clearly their digital capabilities are not the same as you have in a small startup that is also a more attractive place to work. But then at the same time, they have access to a lot of capacity in the market. So I do think you win this market not by like being a small startup against all odds, but you need to have strategic partners.
But
I mean, just to finish the thought, the strategic partners, like one way of locking them in is to actually have them have a stake in what you're doing. So I think, like, yes, for a Series A, it's probably too early, but in a Series B, I think that makes a lot of sense, but then not go to one partner, but select like a potpourri of people that are interesting and actually help you move forward.
There are 2 things where I have a little different opinion. First, if the company does it right, it's very important for BEUMER. If you do it right as a corporate, the company is as attractive to work for almost as a classical VC money. It's important that you understand this is not a department of yours that you mentioned, like departments. And I also think it's really important to distinguish which kind of strategic investor. In my opinion, I would not like to have a DHL as a key investor, not because I don't like the company, because it is a company that is a competitor to our potential customers. And in our case with MAN, we have an investor that is trusted by our customers, but it's in no way a competitor. And if you have DHL or something, like if you would get DHL as an investor, there might be a conflict of interest. In our case, there's no conflict of interest.
We're not looking for DHL to be an investor.
Well, actually, I said, so, you know, I don't know you guys, but sometimes being a startup really sucks. You know, you have this kind of idea, and nobody believes in you. You need to find customers. Your parents tell you to find a new job, and all these big corporates have all these advantages. Like they have customers, they have footprint, they have strategic partnership. So sometimes it's really attractive, especially in the dark times. So I understand to sometimes having a better way to go with MAN or another strategic partner, but I'm with you guys not too early, definitely.
Cool, let's move on. Flavio, I know from my own experience that the big US internet companies are often called the business model killers. How do you see their strategy in logistics-wise? Do you fear any of them? Do you see any of them getting into logistics seriously?
Amazon for sure. So let's move back one step. I think logistics is a different game. If you look at models like purely digital models like Facebook and they're kind of definitely a one-click world model. If you look at logistics, it's more a land-grabbing model. I believe that logistics will be a champion in Europe, maybe in a few countries of Europe, champion in the US, a few champions in China, in Asia. So it's a different kind of model. That's why I'm especially not concerned about US companies like the Flexport, who's in vogue right now, and Handley, who's in vogue right now, that they coming to Europe. And that would be not my concern. What I'm looking at skeptically is all these big retailers, Amazon to name one, but also Zalando in Europe is quite big, that are integrating vertically. So they're integrating vertically, building up logistics companies. And that can be an opportunity, can also be a threat. And that's something that I will be more concerned instead of Flexport coming to disrupt your business in Europe or whatever. I think this will happen much, much later.
Yeah, I completely share your view. In the end, logistics always has been an industry where a lot of niche players existed because they were focused on certain industry types that required special knowledge. That's why there are 25 players out there today that have more than $1 billion in revenues, and it's not why there don't exist economies of scale. As for one, as for two, I may not 100% share your view on the big retail players because for some of the logistics parts, they also have huge limitations. Amazon, for example, they could not easily enter into the air freight and sea freight business since, let's just pick an example for the US business, 50% of the revenues come from the marketplace sellers. So those are private guys or small companies importing goods from Asia, from Europe, and reselling them on the Amazon platform. So they would never import any goods with Amazon because by doing this, they would have to disclose their information on their suppliers and their purchasing procurement rates. And this is the only IP that they have. As soon as disclosing them, their business is pretty much not worth anything anymore. And this is one big part why there's always going to have to be an independent player in between. It's probably going to be a little bit harder in the last mile area. But in general, as said, there's going to be a few big new players coming up next to the existing giants, and they will probably all have a certain regional focus in a few years.
I beg to disagree. I don't think anyone should not fear, so to say, Amazon, because they are really good in finding ways to expand. And I remember, I don't want to name the company, but one of the big DHL and the likes in Germany 3 years ago said he would never think that Amazon would make last mile delivery. It doesn't make sense. I mean, I get 50% of my parcels in Munich now from Amazon directly. Amazon will, if they think it's a good thing for them, find a way to force their supplier, the companies that use them. I don't think they will do it in the near future, but I really think it also has a beneficial effect because a lot of what we talk about, the digitalization, rises expectations and so on, had its initial beginnings at Amazon because they are rising our expectations every day. And when people are now talking about tracking everyday road freight, it's because they learned it firsthand at Amazon. And but I would not underestimate it. Not that I mean that they're currently working on it, but I think I would not underestimate them.
Yeah, so this time we actually agree. And I think like the key thing is Amazon has a completely different business case on how they view the economics as compared to a logistics company. In their perspective, they're way more looking into their customer cohorts. They are more looking into things like customer happiness. And at the end of the day, on the last mile, you have the chance to really own the customer, and that just gives them huge leverage over their competition to create a competitive advantage over their other competitors. So that, and they have the cash to just invest into it. So they have a completely different motivation to do something on the last mile as compared to like a DHL. So I think, look in Berlin, I think you can order same day till like 10 o'clock at night. I mean, in DHL is still like, I actually have no idea what they're doing at same day. I think it's pretty bad.
Pick UPS. No, my wife is still working at DHL. It's an edgy one.
I mean, I worked for 4 years at TNT Express, which is also a last mile delivery company, and then switched to an e-commerce fashion company where I organized the logistics in Russia. And like just viewing the job I had before from a different perspective just made a complete change in how we operate the business. So I would clearly like fear Amazon if I was operating on last mile. I'm really sorry, but
no worries. Yeah, I'm super grateful for Amazon. So we're working for Amazon in a few cities. And it's one, I love the customer, and it's a great one. We learn a lot. They're challenging, so they're helping us to improve quick, and that's great. And also, I'm grateful for a second thing, because Amazon is really pushing the boundaries of every other retailer. That's the second part. So Amazon invented same-day delivery. Amazon invented Prime Now, and then now everybody's looking at that and has needs, and that's a good opportunity for looking last mile for a startup. There are even bigger customers that would never work with startups and now need our service. And the third part, which is what I like about Amazon especially, is I believe the retail empire will strike back. I don't believe that they will just surrender and wait that they're going to be eaten up. If they're successful in striking back, I don't know, but they will strike back, and that means there will be even more demand for logistics in every level and leverage, and this will hold a huge bunch of opportunities for flexible, nimble startups. That's why I love Amazon still.
Okay. So my takeaway is, for all of you, only Amazon plays a role, and for example, Google and Microsoft with the sensors, Internet of Things, data analytics, and virtual reality plays no role so far. So only Amazon for whom you should watch your back.
I mean, there are about 1,000 engineers at Google right now. They also work on transport solutions, but mainly on the software side. And in the end, they would never really go into SMB. It'll water down their margins. Yeah, it's hard to say for us, but they have a more attractive business right now. It wouldn't probably make sense to dilute their finances. And as a public company, you probably hurt them in some way.
We'll get back to that later, but if you look at where the value is created and where the margins are going to be in the future, then you could well imagine that it's the service and the data intelligence that people pay for, or companies pay for. Okay, let's move on. Again, I think you're best placed to answer the next question. Why have fourth-party logistics models not worked in the past, and has the time finally come? And please do explain what fourth-party logistics models are.
All these guys refuse to answer the questions. They said, "Oh, you're the logistics guy. You need to tackle that one." But I'm happy to do it. It's fourth-party logistics is quite actually so I think the question is super relevant. So the question was, why are 4PL logistics haven't been successful so far, and why should that change right now? And just to definition about 4PL logistics, we're looking at 1PL. It's one provider logistic. That's a logistic that's a company runs by itself. So let's say Zalando running its own logistics. That's a 1PL. You have 2PL. That's a company subcontracting logistics to a company using doing logistics. 3PL is a company subcontracting to a company using subcontractors. And 4PL, yeah, that's you guys. And 4PL is a company managing subcontractors, different ones who manage subcontractors. So it's complicated, but it gets high up. So why is the model not have been successful so far? I think this is pretty clear, because the 4PL activities have been at the core of the logistics department of the company. And it was doable with limited resources. By limited resources, I mean resources that are not core to the activity. So you could manage logistics providers with standard software. What changes right now is that consumers, again, have different requirements that makes your logistics chain much, much more complex. You need to take into account many different delivery options, last mile, many different transport options, many different fulfillment options. And to be able to do that, you need systems that are far more complex. So I believe there's a huge opportunity to focus on that one, to really only provide software to manage the full delivery chain. And just make an example, coming back to Amazon. When they started in 1999 in Germany at one fulfillment center in the middle of Germany, today they have 40. And you can manage one fulfillment center probably with Google Docs and Excel, but with 40 is not possible. So there's a huge opportunity for companies providing 4PL software and focusing on that. I believe that that's going to be a successful bet right now. That's my view.
Yeah, I think you can also see it from another perspective, and it's hard to say what is 4PL and what's not, by definition, but there is a certain arm that rather covers consulting services on the supply chain, and there's also a lot of marketplaces that just came up now, who are basically managing subcontractors of subcontractors. And we always say, like, the marketplace model also on a freight forwarding side, it somewhat separates the boys from the men. Yeah? So they are basically just providing a lot of different freight forwarders to digital customers that are in the first hand looking for services online, but then they're being connected again to 1.0 companies that still operate on common processes. And in the end, also when we initially thought about entering the logistics market, we tried to refrain from this model, since we thought back then and still believe that serious companies and big shippers won't ever engage with a marketplace, since they don't usually take over full liability of their freight.
Actually, I see it the same. So what I experienced talking to customers is what they appreciated, that we take full liability for their transport. And we not only say, yeah, go pick this guys, if it goes wrong, I did my margin or my commission fee, and that's fine. So right now you always need to provide transport, moving goods from A to B.
I think you want to add something? I think you partially answered my next question as well, and that would have been, is there a shift in consumer needs and in the value proposition of logistics companies? Max, maybe you want to, if you have something to say regarding that. Is there something that customers now expect that wasn't there like 5 or 10 years ago, apart from a nice dashboard?
So I actually want to build on what Flavio said before. I think you said that it's actually the consumer business who's now driving the expectations that business clients have, and I really think that's absolutely true. When you think of like speed, when you think of transparency, when you think of reliability, just companies like Uber, like Amazon, I mean all the big names that we're just mentioning right now, have basically set a new standard in the market. And people are asking themselves, and quite rightly so, why is that possible for a taxi that I'm ordering, but why do I not see my delivery truck from DHL or from anyone else moving around on an application? That shouldn't be that difficult. So, and the logistics industry is just unfortunately not as innovative when it comes to digitalization as the consumer industry. So these things have, and the reason for that is probably also low margins. I mean, talk about freight forwarding, the guys have like a margin of like 2%, right? There's not much money you can spend. Bottom line, even, yeah, sorry. No, I mean, there's not much money you can spend on these things, so that's why I think they have been slow. That's why also a new way of financing this with like VC money, long-term orientation, has to come up in order to make a change behind. And that's, I think there's no other way to innovate that, but with a startup approach and VC money.
I overheard an interesting conversation today at the BVL Congress. There was somebody talking. I'm not sure if people are really willing to pay more to get their stuff faster. And I thought, no, they're not willing to pay more. They expect their stuff to be there next day. And that's already slowly. And I think this is one of the things that really have to come from the Amazon and the B2C business into B2B, that people soon will expect everything within Germany to be there the next day and not be willing to wait a week for it and pay extra for the day that it really arrives.
So, from my point of view, most of you are building platform business models, and that's also what the panel discussion is about. And I believe that if you build a platform, especially early on, then you have working hypotheses which you are testing constantly, and you're optimizing your business according to the results of these tests. What are your working hypotheses now? What are you testing at the moment?
I can take a little one. So we have two strong hypotheses that we're trying to prove and show in the market. The one is it's our main hypothesis. We believe that through technology you can increase customer experience and have efficiency without huge volumes, economies of scale due to volumes. That's our big hypothesis, because we don't have the footprint of DHL and UPS and all the others. So on the local level, can we prove that? That's one big one.
And to be specific, like what do you offer what DHL couldn't offer? That totally amazes
yes,
customers.
I'm happy to do so. What our platform is built to manage many different delivery providers with different capabilities. We have a bike courier on the platform, and we have a 40-tons truck. And we can offer 1 hour time windows, we can do live tracking, we can send an SMS, the driver will call you if he doesn't get you on the door. These are all features that you need to provide for fresh food, that's why we're building them, but I believe will be needed in other verticals as well. And that's the thing that the big legacy players don't do. Just they have a standard route, the truck leaves in the morning, they have 180 parcels, and they do the delivery 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's it. And so that's big hypothesis to say, can we use technology to build a fleet out of fragmented delivery providers that acts like one, providing great customer experience and the features before, and have high efficiency. That's something we want to prove. And the second one is really the basis hypothesis is, do retailers value customer experience or flexibility, call it how you want it, so actually the benefits for the end users, do they value that, and are they even willing to pay a little more? These are our two main hypotheses.
So our number one hypothesis that it is for most people a problem if trucks are 40% empty, and until now I didn't find any customers that know it's fine if they're empty. I don't care about the costs. And the second hypothesis is that yes, there will be, some of you will be successful, but there will be still companies who get, not because we don't get the contracts, you could be our clients, we don't have the same clients. We think there will be still companies like the forwarders who don't have their own assets but who manage the transportation for their clients, and on the other hand there will be companies who have the assets but don't have a lot of clients relations, and these two need to match somewhat, and we want to facilitate that. And it might be that at some point of time the ones with the trucks don't have drivers anymore because they have autonomous cars, so Google might change that, but still somebody has to pay for the truck who has costs, and he's interested in having a truck full. So these are our two main hypotheses.
Yeah, we basically have three core hypotheses. Number one is customers request a seamless booking experience to move cargo. Number two is that we can build supply chain and logistics knowledge faster than incumbents can build and restructure their digital infrastructure. And number three is that with a tech-first approach, you can build the most valuable freight forwarding company.
I mean, we have a similar business model in the way that we are doing that on the road. So, but I mean, there's two sides on the business model. You have like the customer, and like the number one hypothesis is that one, there's a demand, and two, the demand is sticky in ways of when you look at your cohorts, and that is something that is like absolutely clear for our business. There's a strong demand from customers to just make this booking process way easier than calling, sending faxes, writing emails. I mean, that's clearly the case. Two, for us, the second one was to actually build a pricing engine that is able to, I mean, I was at the BVL Congress today as well, where Saludo was saying, well, we calculated our pricing algorithm analyzing 3 million data points. It looks out if we do that, if we sit down and think about, like, analyze some external data, get that in, we actually also manage to get our pricing process running in a way that we have a positive margin, right? So, I mean, that's something you can pull off as a startup as well. That was the second key hypothesis. And the third one then is to build like a sustainable and reliable logistics platform behind. And there the key thing is just to be really, really focused at what you're doing and the product that you're able to fulfill, and then get the customers in that you can actually fulfill, right? Because otherwise the market is just too big and you don't meet the expectation. But if you get that right, then our key hypothesis are actually working quite nicely.
Cool. And from your current perspective, what's the end game? How big can your companies become?
I think that's a very binary question. Yeah. I don't have an answer to that. It can either become a really, really big company 8 to 10 years from now, or not.
Well, what I tell people in interviews, so basically one of us is going to build a unicorn. Like, if it's going to be you, if it's going to be me, if it's going to be you, I have no idea, but this thing is just like, someone has to get it right. I mean, someone has to get it right. It's just the opportunity is way too big. And like, at the end of the day, like, executing that is a whole different question. But like, for sure, someone will be able to do it. And then, I'm coming to your point, if it's going to be like Instafreight, if it's going to be Freighter, if it's going to be Sender, Frachtraum, I don't know. But someone, like, the opportunity is just too big not for someone to build a unicorn in that space.
I think maybe to look at it from a different perspective, how will the industry change in its essence? I think there's going to be a lot of consolidation over the next years. The big giants, I'd say the top 5 to 10, most of them will definitely survive, because in in this regard, there's just too much involvement of physical assets and infrastructure needed for them to completely dissolve over the years. But as said, with a lot more conservation over the next few years, and there's also going to be a few digital players regionally focused and specialized on certain industry niches that will pop up over the next years.
Just also just to bring that thought forward. So if you're looking at startup space or logistics startup, there's I think there's Oliver Bach saying there's a logistics startup founded every five days, and that makes a lot of crowded place to be in. And so I believe that a lot of players will be gobbled up by existing mid-sized logistics companies. Mid-sized mean they're all doing multiple billion in revenue, to be kind of their digital strategy. That's going to be happening, and there will be a few ones really being unicorns or multi-billion valuation company in logistics. I'm assuming 4 areas. That's freight forwarding, that's line hauling, that's air ocean, that's warehousing, and that's last mile. These 4 areas have opportunities for multiple companies to become really valuable. And I'm bold. We have a clear target. DHL has a market cap of 47 billion. We're going to be bigger than that. So.
So Maximilian, what would you advise the big corporations? How can they retain their edge now that everyone is talking about digitization, this and that? Should they cooperate with startups, wait and buy successful startups, do it themselves? What's your view on that?
I think the big advantage of a corporation over a human being is that you can put your eggs in more than one basket. I mean, we have to decide, do we work in a corporate or do we work in a startup? And I took the decision, and I'm sure I did for me the right decision, but there's no need for a corporation to say, I will do only this thing. I think I like the approach that was presented here before. I think there are things that you will never be able to start in your own company if you are a 10,000 people company, because everything will take too long. There are other things where it makes sense, so try out the things. Don't expect that the first thing works well in the first try. Try out a few of each and then see what works best. Buy someone, found someone, invest in someone, and do some things in-house.
In line with what I already said before. I think if you are a freight forwarding company especially, then your margins are very thin to start investing into digitalization. If your location is like even Bonn or Cologne, so it's difficult to get top-notch international talent into those cities. So I do think a startup just has a competitive advantage over these companies to like build great tech products, because it's more sexy for top-notch IT people, for like really good people to work in these companies. At the same time, there's a lot of assets, a lot of experience, a lot of know-how that sits in big corporations. And I do think like the way to work in the age of digitalization is to basically bring that together and work in a corporation. So I mean, that's like an invitation really to everyone here from like mid-sized companies. Reach out to startups and think if there's like any space for cooperation. We're having so many interesting discussions going on right now to actually like work together, to team up and jointly build a competitive advantage over the big players like DHL, Kühne+Nagel and Schenker, who are otherwise just like overrolling the market. So that's why I really think like it's really the time for partnering. That's continuing saying that.
I really 100% agree to that, and I think that's a big mistake existing companies can make. Say, oh, they're a small startup, I don't need to care about it, and I don't even talk to them, because on my list of the most interesting potential partners, they are number 200. Try out, talk to a few, and yes, take a little risk, but in the end, what's the risk? You make a few meetings, and maybe then you might get a pilot somewhere, but try out what startups offer, and if you pick a few, check out a few, then you might also find the one that's the right one for you. And there might be somewhere you are the right partner, or somewhere we are the right partner. And I was impressed that I found a few that really said we looked at all the logistics startups in our sphere, and we assigned 2 of each of our branches, and each of our branches have to check out tool for at least 2 months, and then tell us what's, and that's the approach, and that's the openness that you need.
Can I just add one little thing? Like, I think it was DVZ who posted on Twitter like a week ago or so that 70% of the companies in the freight forwarding industry are afraid of digitalization. Like what I really liked about the BEUMER presentation before, there was like the global financial crisis where everyone was afraid, but it's exactly the time to make a decision to get your company forward, to like do something in the age where there's a crisis, because everyone, if you just stand there, do nothing, then you leave out a great opportunity. So it's the wrong way to just be afraid, stand in the corner and say, no, I don't want to talk to you because you're like potentially a threat to me. No, it's like the time to like start talking to each other and see what you can actually make out of the opportunity. So sorry for saying that.
Cool. The laughter is growing louder, so here's my last question, and then if you want 2 or 3 more questions from you. We're pretty far up the hype cycle in terms of blockchain. Everyone's trying to understand and do something with blockchain. Then you have artificial intelligence, which is good for everything and nothing. You have virtual reality, which is coming in apparently. Are you at all watching these technologies, or do you just don't care and say, yeah, well, we're gonna incorporate it later, it's just hype?
If you want to bring up valuation, you need to have all these buzzwords in your pitch deck. So virtual reality, blockchain, and big data. I think this is a natural process. At the beginning, you just fix a problem for the customer, and if you need artificial intelligence, you do it. But I'm not a fan of just putting in the front page and have all the buzzwords aligned in your mission statement. It's just not our way. It's just if you need the tool, use it. But solve the customer problem. That's the main and only focus.
And do you use any of it?
Yeah, sure. All the buzzwords in the pitch deck.
I think it's the #1 thing to learn from Amazon. Start with the customer need and not with the buzzword. And if it then fits, use the buzzword and use the technology. Good. So we're all technology companies here, it seems.